because I went to Alaska, it would have been 2 years ago now. So here's some snaps from my holiday. So there's people that will be on the webinar who will be able to see yourself on here. So I hope that's sufficiently embarrassing. So I am the cold person on the top left. I took a group of travel agent partners out to Alaska with the lovely Sarah from Rocky Mountaineer, who is in these pictures sporting a bobbly hat, which I've heard she doesn't wear all the time, but it is on in every picture in this presentation. So sorry about that, Sarah. So when we joined the cruise in Seattle, I had been on Holland America Line ships before. I had done cruises before. So I kind of thought, oh, I know what I'm expecting. The trip to Alaska changed how I saw cruising. That sounds really dramatic, but it's true. It had such an effect on me that I wanted to make sure that we were telling our story properly. And that's kind of where We Are Alaska was born. It did help that I had an amazing group on the Fram trip. There's some of them there in the picture, stood at the Mendenhall Glacier. They helped the experience, obviously, because they were all wonderful. But being on a ship in Alaska is like something I can't even explain. It's mind-blowing how in awe you are of nature, how incredible the glaciers are, how small you feel. But what stuck with me the most was how Holland America Line do it. And we should be shouting about that. We should be so proud of the experience that we're giving people in Alaska. Alaska itself sells itself. You know, people go to Alaska because they want to see glaciers. They don't mind being a bit cold. They perhaps want to see a whale and a bear. But what Holland America Line do is really open up Alaska to the cruisers. Everything from having park rangers. So the lady in the hat in the middle, she's not just a really keen cruiser, she's a park ranger. So she was on the trip with us. And every time you're doing glacier cruising, which let's be honest, is all quite similar, she will be up there in the crow's nest with maps out, with other people with her, other rangers, talking through what you're looking at, the history of what you're looking at, how the scenery is changing. There was one morning when Catriona and Rona and I, not morning actually, because that makes this story sound really bad. It was the afternoon and we were out on the back deck having a cocktail, and there's a naturalist lady. So she will keep an eye out for life, and she runs to the side of the ship. So we obviously followed her. And we looked out and we could see puffs of air, and it was a pod of whales. And everyone kind of gathered round, and within 2 seconds, the stewards had brought out big blankets for everyone. We were having pea soup. I mean, obviously me, Catriona and Rona carried on with our cocktails. But it was just such a moment. It was so moving. And that was on maybe our first day. And that continued throughout the trip. Holland America Line support your sailing and your guest sailing in Alaska in a way that I am confident to say that no line does. So that it really is the message throughout We Are Alaska, is to just really explain why we do what we do and why we do it so well. We have more ships in Alaska than ever before next year. So 8 ships, 133 sailings, and we have more opportunities to go and take your guests into Alaska. We don't just sail in Alaska, we also have land tours. We're the only cruise line that take guests up into the Yukon, and we also do the Denali stays as well. But we'll go into that over the course of the year. That's not how long this webinar is, by the way. It will just be half an hour. So the idea is with We Are Alaska is that we are going to work through different sections, but you can kind of pick it up and drop it as much as you want to. The more you're involved, the more you'll get from it, obviously. So we have taken the We Are Alaska and broken it down into different sections. So we've got We Are Alaska Engage. So what does that mean? So we will be engaging with you through different methods. So for example, we'll be offering you marketing support. So that's everything from online video, social media. We can help you to make email and flyers on the Go How site. You can put your overbranding on there as well. So it means that you can send something that looks how we do it, but with your overbrand on it. We've got an amazing We Are Alaska web series. So they're just small 30-second videos. You can have those, put them online. We will encourage you to do the HAL Academy. So the Holland America Line Academy is an online training academy, but it actually helps you to sell the trade, not just Holland America. So it's got its own Alaska section, which I would really recommend that we go on and do. We will be doing hosted groups at events. So we will take you to events. You can help us on the stands. We'll work with you. Obviously, social media. So we do have our social media platforms. We'll go into that in a second. E-shots to closed user groups. If you want to receive e-shots from us with pricing, with new product coming out, any new information, then that would be what we'd send out to you. I'll also be doing newsletters every other month with a bit of an update on what I've been up to, not just you know, my social side of things. It's more updates on how we're doing in Alaska, what's new, what's changed, all that type of thing. And then we'll have our ambassador program. So the ambassador program is going to be a small group of people, or large, depending how involved people want to get. And we'll go into that in a second. So Facebook. So please follow and like the Facebook page. So it's at How We Are Alaska. If you put in at We Are Alaska, it's a band. They're fine. They're a good band, but they're not as interesting as How We Are Alaska. So don't follow We Are Alaska unless you're into kind of new age rock music. Follow How We Are Alaska. So give us a follow and a like. So we're updating on there. There's brochures on there that you can use. We've got overbranded stuff on there. There's video. There's a great video of me yesterday looking a little bit mental, talking about Valentine's Day. We'll be uploading any e-shots that we send out will be on there as well. So the newsletters and the e-shots, the bi-monthly newsletter and e-shots with updates, you will need to opt in for this, but I'll give you the opportunity to do that. And the ambassador program. So the ambassador program, as I had mentioned, it's something that we run at Holland America Line anyway. So we've got a few people who kind of hero Holland America Line within their company. The idea with this is you'll be in the We Are Alaska ambassador program. So we'll take you on trips. You'll have access to VIP events. You'll have supported learning. We'll take you to the Globes. We'll take you to CLEAR events. We'll do training events with you. We'll do training events within your business with your guests. So it's a great program. If you want to be part of it, then there'll be more information coming up of how to be part of that. Win. So We Are Alaska Win. Obviously, everyone wants to win. So we'll be running incentives throughout the year. We will be running fan trips. So you actually get to come to Alaska. There'll be lots of events that you can win spaces to. You can also win a McKinley the Moose, which we'll go into in a bit more detail. I believe one lucky person has already won one. But there'll be prizes all the way through, some bigger than others. But yeah, just keep an eye out on that. So this is McKinley. So I wanted to introduce you to McKinley. He is our moose. He travels with us around the globe. So you can see him here with the lumberjacks in Ketchikan. Here he is on the Rocky Mountaineer. He's there with Sarah, who's not wearing her bobble hat in that picture. With one of our waiters, he's in Belfast there. He's there on the left having a drink. He does like a drink, but we don't judge him for that. That is how he is. And there he is. That's got the Seattle skyline in the background. So the idea with McKinley is you can take him on your travels, and there'll be lots of opportunities to win McKinley, and we will we'll kind of update you on that as we go. So talking of winning, today it's Fizz Friday, obviously. So if you make a 2019 Alaska booking today, you will win a bottle of fizz. So if you just email me with your booking reference, and we will send you a bottle of fizz, because nothing says Friday like fizz. Okay, so other parts of the We Are Alaska program, we will have We Are Alaska events. So these are going to be events throughout the year that, as part of the We Are Alaska gang, you'll be invited to. So there'll be summer parties, and we'll do them North, Midlands, and South. We don't don't want anyone to miss out. So there'll be a big summer party. We're going to have We Are Alaska evenings. So we'll partner these with people like the Rocky Mountaineer, airlines. But the great thing about it is that everyone can come together, learn a bit about Alaska, and have a bit of fun as well. We're going to have a big Christmas party. We'll be bringing you along to the Clear events. So if you're lucky enough to come to the Clear events or to any of the events with us, we will deck you out in a We Are Alaska trucker hat, We Are Alaska tops, yeah, so it's just, making sure that people know you're part of our gang. We're going to have regional parties. We're going to have partnered road shows. So there's going to be loads of opportunities to have a good time with the We Are Alaska group. Sorry, we've done that bit. Okay, so We Are Alaska Learn. So obviously the fundamental part of We Are Alaska is to learn. Although what we're doing is having a bit of fun with it across the year. So I say the year because we're going to be an ongoing program. It's basically going to be a brand alongside Holland America, but we'll run all of the events and everything in a year's cycle. But the underlying fact is that it's about learning. It's about making sure that you can sell the experience and tell the stories of Holland America to your guests. I think one of the most kind of persuasive and strongest sales techniques is telling a story. I think when you have been to Alaska, that will help, and hopefully we'll get to take as many of you to Alaska as we can. But it's also hearing those stories firsthand. It's hearing about, when I ran to the side of the ship and saw the whales, or when we went to Sitka and ended up hiking and walked into the middle of this wood and it just opened up into the most beautiful mountain. And we just stood there in awe, thinking we were actually in a totem park, which we weren't. But it was just incredible, and it was a real. And it's things like that. It's pulling apart the destination. So we'll have webinar series. There'll be training events, road shows, training packs, fam trips. So on the webinars, we will go through different subjects. So like I just said, it's about kind of immersing yourself and pulling apart Alaska. So one will be perhaps all about different ports. There's so much history in so many of the ports, and they're all so different. So just kind of bringing those to life for you. We'll have land and sea webinars, so you can learn a bit about the land and sea program. I think when you look at, definitely, I know that I felt it when I started at Holland America. When you look at our brochure and you look at the land and sea offers and the cruise offers, it's a little bit mind-blowing because there is so much opportunity and so many options. But if you break it down to each land tour, so look at the Yukon one perhaps with a Denali stay, doing the Vancouver to Seward sailing, if you break it down by each day, it's actually amazing what we're offering. It's how we talk about that and how we're marketing that and how we're advertising that and how we're telling that story to our guests. What we do in Denali Square, which is our own resort for Holland America, I guess, is incredible. And I want to make sure that you guys can tell that story. So we'll be doing the land and sea webinars. We'll be doing webinars about the 7-day sailings. It might sound basic, but the Vancouver round trip, the Seattle round trip, bring that to life and talk about what happens each day, what's the entertainment like on board, what's the food like on board. We were talking about Alaska excursions and EXC tours. There's so much to do when you're in Alaska. So it's making sure that we're providing you guys with all the knowledge so that you can sell that dream to your guests as well. And of course, the Rocky Mountaineer. So I was lucky enough to go on the Rocky Mountaineer 2 years ago with a fam trip with the lovely Sarah. The Rocky Mountaineer partners perfectly with Holland America Line. We do turnarounds on a Saturday in Vancouver, and it's probably not probably, it is the best way to partner a cruise with Rocky to really see all of Alaska. The Rocky Mountaineer blew my mind. It was everything I expected and more. Sitting in this domed carriage going through what seemed like loads of greenery to then the next day being really deep in the Rockies was just incredible. But again, it's pulling that apart, and hopefully Sarah will be able to join us on some of our webinars and go through that with you. So the road shows and the training events, so will be We Are Alaska on the road. So that will basically be me on the road, driving around and visiting everyone. If you're a B2B business and you'd like me to come with you, then aren't you lucky? I would love to do that. I do know quite a few songs that I sing very well on a car journey, so that's a little treat for you. But if you're, seriously though, if you are a B2B business, then let me know, and I'd love to come and visit agents with you. We'll have training evenings. We'll have We Are Alaska consumer events, because this isn't just for agents. Although this is a trade-facing campaign, we're happy for you to be using the We Are Alaska logo in your marketing, and also talking to your consumers about it. I think I did a really successful, and I won't mention the agency, but I did a really successful Alaska show with Rocky recently, and the guests that were there wanted to go to Alaska or Canada. They were engaged, and we talked to them, we sat down with them, and I think when you focus on one trade, it works really well. But I think that for the guests, it helps to just sit down and talk through things with someone from the brand. So ask us if you've got events that you want to do. We're more than happy where we can to come along. We Are Alaska in-store. We can come and be in your store for a day. I've got some lovely pop-up stands and a hat, and I'll come and stand in your store. But we can talk to the guests that come in. You can invite some of your guests to come in and join us, and we can bring in some Alaska food and drinks, and spend the day with guests. And obviously you can book appointments for them or just see who walks through the door. So training packs. So these are exclusive to Holland America Line, and it will be your Alaska and Holland America Line Bible. So within the training packs will be pages of, or like kind of quick guide information to the ships. We have 8 ships in Alaska. I don't even know the intricate differences between all of them. So it's having kind of bite-sized information on each of the ships, bits about the ports, bits about the excursions, when to go, what to pack, what does Holland America Line provide, what's extra. Everything you need to know will be in there. And we will update that. So we'll send you things to keep that updated throughout the year, more information to send through, that type of thing. And hopefully that will support the whole process. And obviously online resources. So we have the Training Academy, which is, I think I mentioned earlier, but it's a really great bite-sized way to go on and learn. You can pick it up and drop it as, throughout the course. You don't have to do it all at once. We've got GoHal. So GoHal is an amazing online trade partnership area where we have all of our brochures. You can design your own flyers, you can design your own posters, your own web, your own e-shots. It has all of our updates, our dossiers for each destination, so everything's on there. We also have a really great image library. So if you're looking for images, you can obviously always ask me, but if you go into our image library, it'll all be there as well. And obviously our Facebook page. So I know I keep going on about the Facebook page, and you probably are a little bit sick of it, but it's a great tool that we can use to talk to you and post things and update you without it being too much fuss. So we're now on time. That's it from me. I just want to remind you that today is Fizz Friday. So make a 2019 Alaska booking today and win a bottle of Fizz. Fizz is Prosecco or like, or if you are not a drinker, that's fine. We can get you some Schlur. So thank you very much for attending. I'll send you a follow-up email after this with just a little bit of a guide of what happens next. So we will have a webinar in 2 weeks, and there'll be plenty of opportunities to win incentives next week as well. We do have some availability still available for 19, so I'll get you out some of our lead prices to that as well. But have a great day. Thank you very much for joining me, and I look forward to our We Are Alaska journey together. Thanks very much. Have a good day, guys. Bye.